This blows. Literally and figuratively. It blows. Two songs come to mind for the past 24 hours. For the Phillies, it's Linkin Park Giving Up. Utterly embarrassing. Phillies lost the series more than the Mets won it. They gave up. The other song is Blow by Kesha. Tropicana Field at about 9:30 last night. Kesha really took out some premonitions years ago. That place was about to blow. Roof gone. Thanks to Milton. Fucking prick. Our sympathies go out to the Tampa Bay Rays grounds crew. Not much else in Florida. But the ground crew, they got a lot of cleaning up to do. I'm sure there's going to be a separate company coming in to repair the roof. But yeah. Let me just start off by saying I'm in total disagreement with what Jay posted yesterday about congratulating the Mets. They didn't do anything to warrant winning that series. The Phillies were undermanaged. They played a total of 6 innings out of 36. Several players are far from the ones to blame. Wheeler, Nola, Ranger, Casty, Harper, sort of Stott. The rest of the team, however, put little to no effort in on wanting to play baseball. They didn't even begin to seemingly look remotely interested in actually trying to continue in the playoffs. Have fun on your vacations. That's all I gotta say. Topper needs to go. I've never seen a manager do nothing right during a whole postseason series. I'm in disbelief at how, I don't want to say lack of knowledge he has of the game, because he has plenty of knowledge of the game, but lack of knowledge about managing a baseball game. Listen, Topper is tops at being a player's manager, without a doubt. He is the number one player's manager in baseball. Everyone on that team will fight a fire for him, and they'll put out a fire that he created. Unfortunately, the fire that he created might have been his firing. Phillies execs apparently claimed that they're going to have a sit-down and a discussion about the future of basically the coaching staff, and some other evaluations, some players on the team. But yeah, we have 2 games tonight. One on the board tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is do or die for Dodgers and Padres. But let's just say baseball's not as red now. It's awfully, awfully blue. And weird mustard shit green. Or yellow. Whatever you want to say for the daddies. But yeah, this is Drunks in the Ponds. Thank you, as always. We love you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, follow. Donate to my liquor cabinet. That'd be great. That's Johnny Walker Double Black, by the way, because I'm not drowning my sorrows, but I'm not wearing life preservers either. No water wings for me.
What up, what up? Drunks on the Pond, episode 29, the end of the Phillies season. Listen, you can disagree with me on congratulating the Mets, but honestly, they whooped our ass in every facet of the game. And
I don't think they whooped our ass. We whooped our own ass.
But, no, we got beat the same way we lost last year. Arizona played small ball, they scored runs, they pitched really well, and we played hero ball. And it killed us. Somehow we got it to 7, but we still lost. We weren't even that lucky this year. Like, we got the bye, which you would think would, help motivate the team to come out and play well. And the simple answer is they didn't. Hitting was hitting outside of maybe Harper and Castellanos was almost non-existent.
It was not.
I mean, the bullpen, I mentioned this on Instagram yesterday. I'm almost positive that that's the second highest ERA for a bullpen in a postseason
11.18 or something like that.
Since 1999. That is how long it's been since a bullpen's been that bad. I mean,
disgusting.
Listen, the loss was actually a lot easier to swallow because I will be honest, even in a do or die game, they looked like they were just ready to die. You got your lone run because Mark Vientos couldn't get the ball out of his glove and he bobbled it. That was it. That was your offense all game.
Yeah.
Once again, you made no adjustments to their pitching. They were throwing shit in the ground. You were swinging. Throwing shit out of the zone. You were swinging. Fastballs going down the middle, and you watched them pass you by.
There was zero plate discipline. Zero.
We did not have a single goddamn clue that entire series. And honestly, I'm at the point now where, and I said it again on Instagram, it is time for a fucking yard sale.
Nah.
I'm not saying everything must go, but you cannot run it back. I am tired of people being like, no, just run it back. It was a slip. No, dude, like that was a full on display of just trash baseball. I don't understand how you can win that many games and come out that flat in the playoffs. And I even found this stat, and it's bewildering to me. Schwarber, Turner, Bohm, Realmuto, Stott, and Marsh combined to go 9 for 78 in the NLDS. That's a combined .115 for 2/3 of your lineup. Vientos for the Mets had 9 hits himself in the series. I mean, what are we doing here? He shit on us
the whole time. I like, of all things, the one thing that we could have controlled was taking the bat out of his hands.
Like, was I frustrated? Yes, very frustrated. Not because we lost, but because of how we went out. We went out flat on our back with no fight. And props to Ranger Suarez, he pitched a hell of a game to try and keep us in it. The offense obviously could not supply runs. I do not agree with the decision to bring in Jeff Hoffman when you made it a point to make sure Christopher Sanchez did not work out so he could be used in the game. See, why would you have him skip a workout and then not put him in? You are in do or die, and Jeff Hoffman got lit up already twice in that series.
Yeah.
There was no reason to go back to him.
That's the thing. He's a reliever. He's not geared to sit for 20, 25 minutes and then go back out. I understand he threw 7 pitches to end that last inning. But then he sat for 20, I think it was like 23 minutes. Because of that long, almost implosion inning that the Mets had. But once again, that was timely hitting that just didn't arrive. So we only scored 1 run. And you bring in Hoffman back off the bench. If the inning ends, you don't have to face 3 batters. I don't know if Topper knew that. I mean, I know he's Canadian. Does he follow the metric system here in America? I can't ignore the simple mistakes that he made throughout this entire season. Especially when the season ended the way it did. I don't think Topper should be back. Listen, I have all the respect for him for what he did after, kind of taking an imploding team. and turning it into a World Series runner-up team. And then an NLCS runner-up team. And now an NLDS runner-up team. You can't backtrack any longer with the same manager. And same hitting coach. Listen, Kevin Long, you might have done some things. How is it that you are not yelling, don't fucking swing? How is it that you're not saying, if the ball's in the dirt, don't swing? How do we have 7 guys in the lineup swinging like Javi Baez every goddamn game? A ball that's 1.5 to 2 feet away from the edge of the bat. Kevin Long, at the very least, should lose his job.
There were definitely a lot of things about the series that pissed me off. Hitting, definitely one of them. And I do agree, Kevin Long needs to be relieved of his duties because that was just a shameful offensive performance all series. And I even said it. You got extremely lucky in game 2 to come away with a win. Because if they wouldn't have scored when they did, I 90% believe that the Mets would have easily put up 2 more runs. Because their offense was just hot the entire series.
But see, it really wasn't, though. They should have scored a lot more runs.
I mean, they did score a lot of runs. We couldn't even match them.
I mean, we lost the one game that we should have. It should have been a guaranteed win with Wheeler in game 1. But we can thank putting Hoffman and Strom in game 1. Like, why are you running back the same pitchers who have already had 0 success? Alvarado? Where was he the whole series? He pitched once. And what did he do? His job. Estevez. Why the fuck would you bring our closer in the 6th inning? We were up 1-0. What happens if it stayed 1-0? Who's closing out the game? Are you sending out another one of those pitchers that has given up 4 runs already in the series?
Like, that is just managing malpractice.
Oh, dude, he should be sued. Sued.
Like, when I saw Estevez come in the game, I was like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. And I said it earlier in this episode. Isn't this why we stopped Christopher Sanchez having a fucking workout so we could use him if we needed him? Why the fuck is Christopher Sanchez not coming into this game? And why are we going to our closer? And the minute Lindor hit that grand slam, it was over. I knew 100% that it was over. I was like, well, that was a good series. Glad Lindor put the nail in the coffin.
I mean, if you really want to know where the blame is, I know exactly where the blame is. And it's bad. Sabrina Carpenter.
You could make the argument. You very well could.
Listen, I saw the meme earlier. I was like, okay, whatever. Listen, I get it. She fucked up the Leafs season opener because she wore a Toronto jersey. Then she put a nail in our coffin. But I'm not even going to steal this. I'm just going to give props to whoever said this. Ashley, whatever, how you want to pronounce the name. Someone get her a Chiefs jersey immediately.
Yep, I did see that.
I'm here for it. Fuck that Muppet. But yeah, it sucks, dude. But I'm not going to let it ruin my day.
You you can't let it ruin your day. I
No.
mean, it's just we can sit here and keep saying it sucks, and we'll always have that point that yeah, it does suck, but like if they're not going to care about trying to win games, then why should we as fans care when they lose? Because obviously this is a one-sided relationship where we give a fuck, and they're just like taking post-game interviews going, well, the at-bats could have been better, but we tried. It's like, no, you didn't fucking try.
I
You swung at balls that were getting buried 2 feet in the ground on a 3-2 count. What are you doing?
I can't believe Topper had the gall during the post game to say we had some good at bats. Fucking where?
Guy was just talking out of his ass, man.
It's like he didn't even watch the game.
I don't think he did, truth be told.
Ugh. Like, Canadian healthcare is superior, but I don't understand why he doesn't have glasses.
I think that's what bothers me the most is that, like, we played like shit, and Topper was like, well, we did do some of these things right. It's like, no, you didn't do shit right. Ranger Suarez tried his best to keep you in the game, and you gave him no run support. You got one run off an error. That was it.
You got gifted a run.
I'm in full agreement. Topper, Kevin Long, and whoever the bullpen coach, the pitching coach, there's so much blame to go around.
Who's the pitching coach? Caleb Cotham?
Yeah, Caleb Cotham.
Yeah, I don't trust anybody with the same letter
Double
for
C's.
the same letter for first and last name.
Which is weird because you're throwing Dave Dombrowski in the mix, and after getting Austin Hayes at the fucking
Deadline.
at the deadline, I can't trust him either because the minute we traded for him, he came out and was like, "We've been watching Hayes carefully, and we figured he'd be a great piece." My man was the definition of hot dog shit. I cannot believe that we traded for a guy who wears no fucking batting gloves and sucks as bad as he does. What is that? Like, Randy Arozarena was sitting there. Not for long, because Seattle went out pretty goddamn quickly and got him, but you knew Arozarena was going to be on the fucking block.
But Arozarena didn't exactly have a good second half to begin with. Like, let's be honest. I mean, the only impactful bat that was really traded was Jazz.
Yeah. And now Jazz is talking shit, which is funny, because...
Well,
I mean... Just, like, of all the people.
You come from a poverty franchise, and this is the first time you've ever been in a hotel room that actually has sheets. Thanks,
Yeah,
Miami.
really.
So, let's just look at it. He kind of has a right to, because this is the first time he's ever lived in baseball. Sure, last year was a fluke. They got hot at the right time. But they ran into a train. And that train was us. And then we derailed. So, I saw something, and I want to know your opinion on it. Do you think there's any possibility that MLB tries to reformat next year? Not the playoffs as a whole, but how long the bye week is. Because you've seen 3 teams that should have won their series already. And, we're the first ones out. But the Yankees should have beat the Royals
Kansas
already.
City.
They should have beat the Royals already. Let's face it. They should have. Guardians should have already put away the Tigers. Dodgers should have already. You know what? No, that one might be too close. Dodgers have too many injuries, and let's face it, Padres are. They're a fucking menace.
They are the team that runs on strictly vibes this year.
Yes.
Like the 22 Phillies ran on vibes.
Yes.
The 24 Padres are running on fucking vibes. And it would not surprise me in the slightest if they get to the World Series.
No, I agree. I mean, it's. Do you think there's any possibility of reformatting?
Not this early, no. And what I mean by not this early is I think they'll give it probably a couple more years. Like, they'll look at this year and be like, okay, off the bye week, the Phillies lost. If the Dodgers lose, and then if the Tigers win game 5, it's like, okay, 3 of the 4 teams that had a bye lost. What the fuck? Like, they were supposed to be the teams that were going the further into the playoffs.
3 of the 4 last year lost.
But they're getting knocked out by these. I don't want to say.
Inferior.
I don't want to say one-hit wonders, but like kind of like the fairy tale teams.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good way of putting it. Inferior is harsh.
Like,
it's baseball. Any given day, you can win.
Absolutely.
I mean, shit. Yeah,
we know
the
this.
White Sox won 30 times.
No. I mean, is it great for baseball seeing these teams that, like the Mets that haven't won since the 80s? The Tigers haven't won in God knows how long. The Mets, sorry, not the Mets, the Yankees, 09, but honestly,
who cares?
Them not having a title since 09 is still kind of crazy since they're supposed to be like the pinnacle of baseball, which is the Padres. Padres don't even have one yet.
And also the fact that the Dodgers, they're only one in the past, 30 years since the 80s?
Yeah, and they won in the COVID year.
The cookie cutter Mickey Mouse championship.
Which we still, as baseball fans, do not consider to be a fucking real baseball year.
We don't consider anything from that year.
I mean, the goddamn Athletics won the AL West and the Marlins won the NL East. You expect me to sit here and take that season seriously? No, not happening. I don't know. Like, it's good for baseball seeing these fairy tale teams go on runs. Like, I'm stoked for the Tigers. If they win game 5, I'm going to go fucking ballistic. It's good shit. But
absolutely. Like, the Cinderella stories are great. But to see the teams that should win 2 years in a row due to bye weeks suffer. It's all because of the new formatting.
It's back to, like, just a very short answer. I don't think they'll do it yet, but maybe 1 or 2 more years of this happening, and baseball may be like we have teams with billion-dollar payrolls because obviously the better players get, the more money they're going to get. Like, Soto's getting over $500 million. I guarantee it's coming from a playoff team. Like, we're looking at billion-dollar teams getting knocked out in the NLDS. And I don't even want to make it sound like I'm making excuses because I'm not. The Phillies played awful. But, like, people tune in to see your best teams play for the title. Like, we talked about it last year. The Rangers and the Diamondbacks, it wasn't that great of a World Series because no one gave a shit outside of Arizona and Texas. Like, Arizona had one of those fairy tale runs.
Yeah, they really did.
And then Corey Seager shoved it up their ass in game 1, and it looked like Arizona just lost all want to be there. I give it 1 to 2 more years, and if shit doesn't change, then I can see MLB stepping in and I don't know, making some kind of fucking adjustment.
I mean, I don't know why I thought of it earlier. I'm just sitting in the living room. My son's just running around, being a little goofball. 1 years old, barely having knees. Just running in circles, doing laps, just acting like a fool. And I was like, you know what? I feel like there's only one person that's ever had the same amount of forgiveness that Topper has for the team's mistakes, for the team's shortcomings. And honestly, it's Dominic Toretto.
Family man himself.
Vin Diesel from Fast and the Furious, yes. I mean, shit,
Interesting.
dude. The beginning of the movie, there's one guy who's trying to kill them as a whole. The entire Toretto family, friends, and lineage, trying to just snuff them all out. At the end of the movie, they're all having coronas. So, I feel like that's Topper, especially with Boom. This series, he did everything to disappoint.
Yeah.
And also whine. Do you see Boom in the dugout every single time anything happens? And his head and his hair's just bouncing like he's that fucking dog from Sesame Street. I can't remember the name. Or it might be the Muppets. And it's just, ears are flapping and it's just, bruh, 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 and fucking chirping and also being all emo and sad. Listen, don't get me wrong. I went through quite a bit of emo music today during my son's nap time. I needed it. But Boom just whined and waved and wailed, but yet didn't contribute. You should have taken the single. Should have taken the single.
My favorite. My favorite. You know what? You know what I want to call them? Moments. My favorite. My favorite moment was after we lost the series. He's getting interviewed at his locker, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going anywhere." It's like, my man, that is not your fucking decision to make. And no offense, you did not do enough to give any kind of reason to keep you around, especially with Aiden Miller currently flying up the pipeline right now.
You had a very good first half. You
A
led the league
great
in
first
doubles.
half.
You had led the league in doubles. You were top 5 in batting average, top 3 in RBIs. And then you decided to take a vacation. Unintentionally, I'm sure, because of that goddamn fucking home run derby. If you're not a power hitter and the home run derby is not up your alley, don't enter it because it fucks up your swing and it makes you play like shit. Ask Bobby Abreu. Ask Alex Bregman. What happened after Cleveland's All-Star game? He's not been the same since. He had a 43 homer season. And what happened since then? Less and less and less home runs every single year. You can argue age. You can argue run down. Shit like that. The home run derby, if you're not a home run hitter, a power home run hitter, where you hit the majestic long boys, it fucks up and ruins your swing for good. Bobby Abreu was a perennial 30-30 guy. 20, 25, 30 guy. Dude set the record. Ruined everything after that. Go ahead. Tell me his career pace after. What was it? Oh,
Oh five, oh
oh
six.
five. It might have been oh 06 because it was back-to-back years the Phillies won the home run derby.
I think Howard won it in
Oh 07.
Howard won it 07, so Brady won it in 06.
Yes.
I mean, it's clear as day. Like, you even said it. Bowman, the first half, great hitter. Like, easily the Phillies' best hitter. After the Derby, it was almost painful watching the Phillies. Like, and some people like, you went over 500. We were 33-32 in the second half of the season. For those keeping track
God.
at home, that is dog shit. You finish with over 90 wins. To think that you went one game above 500 in the second half of a season? My brother in Christ, you were the second best team in the National League. I mean, and that's the other thing that it comes back to with the whole thing that happened in the playoffs. The Mets were the best team in the second half. The Phillies were arguably one of the worst. Did anyone really think the Phillies had a chance after having time off? I just, like, yeah, there was a part of me that was like, oh, the Phillies had some time to relax, get themselves together, figure shit out. It looked like nothing clicked. And that's, I don't know, man. Listen, Alec Boehm, I like him. I'm grateful for his contributions. But my brother in Christ, what the fuck are we doing? I said it earlier, but Aiden Miller is flying up the pipeline. He's probably going to be in AAA at some point next year because he's already in AA. If he's crushing AA pitching, he's getting moved up. So, where do we go from here?
I mean,
that is my big question.
You want my honest opinion on what I think should happen? Listen, I'm just going to play Couch GM right now.
Okay.
Trade Brandon Marsh. Trade Brandon Marsh for solid B reliever. You can get that done easily. Brandon Marsh has a lot of upside. Biggest problem is Brandon Marsh needs to grow the fuck up a little bit. Put a little more patience into his game. Put a little bit more simplicity into his swing. I mean, you're swinging at a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that's close to your shoulder in the playoffs. Listen, I've never played playoff baseball. Pretty sure I never will. Just saying. But I played baseball up until high school. Well, through high school. A fastball's at my shoulder, don't swing. Never saw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Not in person while I'm at the plate. Don't fucking swing. But also, listen, dude. I think it's time for this daycare to at least evolve. To something a little bit above daycare. My 1-year-old's in daycare.
I'll be honest. We're not even dealing with a daycare anymore. We're dealing with, like, angsty middle schoolers. Like, when they were the daycare, yeah, it was cute because they were young, they were good at baseball, and it was fun. This is not fun anymore.
Sure. I fully agree.
I mean, I agree with your sentiment on Marsh. Dude, listen, when we're winning and the fun's there, yeah, great times. But my brother in Christ, what are these pitches you are swinging at?
Dog shit, dude. It's an embarrassment. So,
like, and
God.
And not to completely fucking shit on the guy, Stott was damn near invisible this entire series, which pains me because I love Bryson Stott.
As do I.
But what the fuck, man? Like,
So
I just...
listen, this is where it's going to get a little. This is where it's going to get a little fun. I'm going to add some fun to the team, but it's going to be a different kind of fun. It's going to be a fun. Let's fucking find out, and let's fuck around and find out.
Okay.
So, Marsh is gone, or he actually becomes a bench player, and that's it. No platoon shit. You're a bench player. Or if anything, at the very least, you are platooning in center, and that's it. You're not a corner guy on left, or in left. Casty gets shifted over to left. Bryce, listen, we pay you the fucking money. You're not the GM, you're not the coach. You go back to right. Bone goes the first. Stott and Trey swap places, because Trey can't fucking field a ball, let alone hit one during the postseason. Trey, you need to play second. Stott, you're a gold glover. You should be playing short. You have better range. At this point in your career, you have better speed than Turner. You proved it on the base pass. I know Trey had a hamstring issue. Didn't steal any bags afterwards. When he came back healthy, allegedly. So, who's playing third base? What do you got, buddy? Who were you just talking about in the minors?
Be Mr. Aiden Miller.
And bingo. So, I give it until June. If there's any fuck-ups in center field with Rojas and Marsh and they're just not performing, hey, JC, and I'm not talking about that JC that a lot of you people down in Florida are trying to talk to right now. I'm talking about Justin Crawford.
Are you officially boarding the Justin Crawford hype train?
Dude, I always have. I've never said anything wrong about him.
No, I'm not saying you said anything wrong about him, but I've been hyping Crawford up for a while.
I know you have. I know you
I just want to know. I just want to know, are you buying a ticket to board this train?
Buy a ticket when I've already had one. I pre-ordered it.
I don't remember getting your email about that. But
because you're
whatever.
not the head of his fan club. Stop acting like that. That's weird.
I run that Instagram page, by the way. Nah, just fucking with you.
No, another one?
No, but I wholeheartedly agree.
But,
I've been...
Think about that. Also, guess what? Stubbs, you're gone. Marchand, you're the backup.
Thank you.
I love the vibes. But guess what? Those vibes are dead.
I feel like I've been saying it for a while now, and I feel like you always protected him. I am so glad.
I protected the relationship that he has within my household. But I have 100% been off the Stubbs train since mid last season.
I am so fucking tired of the vibes. I hate that he is on this team strictly because he has a Spotify playlist with a couple good fucking songs.
I will never take anything defensively away from him. He is a defensive gem. Without a doubt. He is a top 5 to top 10 defensive catcher in baseball. No one can argue that.
I'll give you 10, but I'm not giving you 5.
Well, let's face it. Catchers, you got 3 to 6 good years anymore. Adley
I
Rutschman
mean,
didn't have a great
listen,
year. They said he was supposed to be the best
I
catcher in
love
baseball.
I love Rafael Marchand or Marchand, however the hell you want to go about it. But there is someone that's also in the minors who's starting to climb. I'm telling you, E-
Oh, we got Logan O'Hoppe
Eduardo
back?
Ty. No, no, my man Eduardo, catcher for Jersey Shore, and I'm actually stoked for next baseball season because Jersey Shore
Joycey
plays in
Shore?
Wilmington. Yeah, thank you. Jersey Shore
It's a
plays in
Joycey
Wilmington
thing.
a ton, and living that close to Wilmington, I end up going to see the Blue Rocks. My God, dude, some of the players on the Blue Claws are solid fucking studs.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I'm really looking forward. And
So
here's the hope, and Starlin Cobb is on that squad next year because I would love to see my boy.
I'm glad you brought him up. So with
I
that,
swear to God, don't do it.
no. Bulls staying put.
Oh, all right.
Hopefully climbing. So
Damn right.
he should have been trade bait. He should have been traded at this deadline. Easily, he should have been traded. He should have been part of any package to acquire us an everyday left fielder who can fucking hit and play. And play every day. Or at least a shutdown closer. Because let's face it, Estevez is gone. Estevez is going to the Red Sox. I'm calling it now. They're going to offer him a boatload of fucking money. So, Starlin Caba. If the Stott Turner experiment with the swap, like that, going from short to second, short to second, short to second, second to short, second to short. If that doesn't work, I'm pretty sure that Stott is going to be the expendable one, obviously, due to contract. So therefore, the natural shortstop, Starlin Caba, shows up in the next 2 to 3 years and does what he does best. Apparently, almost everything.
Everything.
I don't know if he's full 5 tool. You know a lot more about him. I don't know if he's going to have pop.
He is full 5 tool. He can hit, he can run, he can throw. The fucking guy. The only thing he can't do is fucking pitch, but we're not looking for him to be a pitcher.
So don't forget, this is also the same organization that said the same thing about J.P. Crawford. And J.P. Crawford is an elite defender.
He is a great defender.
But he is an absolute liability at the plate.
I was wondering if you were going to use the word liability. I'm glad we were on the same plane with that.
He's had shows of promise.
He's had moments, for sure.
I mean, the dude, he's put together a solid career. A much better career than we ever expected. And who did we trade him to Seattle for? Was it Lee? No. That's way too long ago. Who the fuck?
Why do I feel like the name Cam Perkins comes to mind with that?
I don't know. Because Cam Perkins didn't do dick for us.
Oh, wow. Okay. On December 3rd, 2018, the Phillies traded Crawford and Carlos Santana to the Mariners in exchange for Gene Segura,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
James Pazos, and Juan Nicasio.
So, just Segura.
We literally just got Gene Segura in that deal. We didn't get shit else.
No. I mean, if anything, the only other thing we got out of that was herpes.
I'll be honest. I really do miss Gene. Like, Gene's older, and he's obviously he's done playing.
Don't be that guy. You're not that guy, pal.
No, I'm gonna
You're
be
not
that
guy, pal.
I'm gonna be that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
I love Gene Segura. I miss James Cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like, was he a very hot, very cold hitter? Yes. but that man has shown tons of goddamn love to his former teammates on Instagram, and it warms my goddamn heart.
As it should. As it should.
Like, Gene Segura was the original Vibes guy, and I stand by that 150 fucking percent.
All right, yeah, I'll give you that. But him leaving when he did, it was right.
It was very warranted. It was after a bad year, looking like he was starting to decline. And
Hey,
listen, I understood.
He won us that series
Baseball's a business.
in St. Louis.
He damn well did. That was a great game. I still think about that at bat. Talking about pitches that were straight up balls and shouldn't have been hit. He took one of them and put it past fucking, Tommy Edman at second.
Yeah.
And got us 2 more runs. Incredible. Incredible.
It's a lot of what ifs, why nots, and fucks.
Yeah.
So now it's where do we go from here? What's the move? And on top of that, how do we attempt to fix? I don't think the fire sale, the yard sale, however you worded it, makes sense because, let's face it, this team's not about losing money. This franchise is not about losing money. They're not going to eat money on contracts. They're not going to fucking salary dump. They're not going to do anything like that. We're only going to get rid of pieces that don't cost us money. And let's face it, it's only a couple. Brandon Marsh being one on that team-friendly, entry-level contract. You got Stott. You got Bohm. You got Stubbs making, 1.4 mil?
I don't even think. I think 1.4 is being generous.
Whatever, it's not worth it. It doesn't matter. Rojas making league minimum. And then, let's face it. That's it. And I said, let's face it again, because I'm a fucking idiot.
You are a big let's face it guy.
I don't know why. Don't know why.
You would do great in like an AA meeting as like the head person that's like giving the speeches to everyone. You're like, let's face it.
Would I?
Let's face it. Yes. Your big thing is let's face it.
Would I?
Let's face it.
Would I?
Let's face it. Come on, keep drinking. Let's face it. There you go. Way to face it.
I faced it.
No. This team is not going to be able to shed the contracts that constantly fucking kill us. Like,
everyone in our stupid fan base who's saying we need to unload Harper, Trey, Castellanos, or Schwarber. You can't unload any of those contracts. Schwarber is the only one that might have
unloading. Anyone talking about unloading any of those 4 contracts? Some of them I can understand. Yeah. Harper had a great year, but he's not going anywhere. Not a great year. He had a good year. Turner, way too much goddamn money for a shortstop. He ain't going anywhere because no one's taking that contract. You might be able to talk someone into Schwarber, but Schwarber is almost on the wrong side of 30, and you got to worry about regression at this point.
I don't think there's going to be any regression because Schwarber had possibly one of the best offensive seasons of his career this year.
No, he did. He very well did.
Fuck the power numbers. 39 homers ain't shit to bitch about.
No, it's not.
100 plus RBIs? Go ahead. Go ahead. Bitch about it. Go ahead. The dude batted .250 this year. Oh my God, .250. Oh my God. .250 is almost league average now. If anything, it is league average. I don't want to hear any bitching and moaning about that. He put us up 1-0 16 times this year. What? Did you have a complaint?
You want me to?
No. No, because I know you don't. I was just waiting for anybody else to interject. No one.
I'll take a 1-0 lead as long as it leads to a win.
Well, unfortunately, it didn't because the rest of the fucking team couldn't show up
Thank
and
you.
do their goddamn job. I'm never going to complain about someone who puts the effort in. It's not a one player makes a team game. One player has the ability to change a game. They don't make the team. Unfortunately, no one wanted to make the team. No one wanted to make the game. No one wanted to do shit for that Wheeler gem that we saw in game 1. Wheeler didn't
I'll
get
be
enough
honest.
money. He did not get enough money.
If you would have told me last week when we recorded that episode that Nick Castellanos was going to be the best hitter in this series and told me just that, I probably would have sat here and been like, yeah, we're winning this series. If you would have told me right after that we lost the series 3-1, I'd be like, you know what? That actually makes a lot of fucking sense.
I can tell you right now, if I thought Castellanos was going to be the best hitter in this entire series for our team, I don't think I'd be that surprised. The dude had a fire under his ass. The second half. Not the best, overall batting average. Not the best overall player on the team. He had the biggest dick on the team for the second half. And the dude showed up and won us ball games single-handedly. I would have believed it in a heartbeat. He won us that game. That game too. Go ahead,
My favorite
his
thing.
picture his.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Oh,
no.
because it's Italian.
But
Ew.
my
It's a
favorite
Joycey
thing
thing.
is the fact that Nick Castellanos just has such a flair for the dramatics that he couldn't help but homer on September 11th.
So what, dude?
Like,
So what? It's a
it's the
holiday.
greatest thing
It's time
ever.
to celebrate.
It's so good. It's like
It's a
it's
holiday.
like that is Nick Castellanos. Like someone dies or it's a holiday, and Nick Castellanos he's like, I'm feeling it today. And someone's like, why don't you just like hit a single? He's like, no. Ball go boom. It's like, okay.
I'll do you one better.
Oh boy.
Oh no, I was saying that's what Nick would say.
Okay. All right.
Except he'd be looking at you and be like, "Wait, you saw what happened." I loved his responses. He's a great person for PR and media.
Dude, my man is dropping some fucking quotes in these post-game interviews.
Dude,
that if we weren't such a bad baseball team would have me running through brick walls.
we're not a bad baseball team. Don't use those fucking words. That is slander and disrespect. This is not a bad baseball team. It's poorly managed. And the fact that players on this team were allowed to get away with shit that they shouldn't have got away with all year. You're swinging at balls in the dirt 2 feet out of the fucking zone. Listen, I know this is number one Castellanos. The whole season. This is Castellanos. I'm sorry, but as soon as he came out in that interview and literally said, I try to swing like it's BP. I try to put the ball in the stands, but also I try to score us runs. All right, dude. I understand your motive. I understand your creative process. I understand why you do what you do. Did anyone ever bitch at Matt Stairs? Because every single time he came up to the plate, what was his goal, Jay?
Stairs
Yes. Do you remember the
to
quote?
hit home runs.
There you go. That's not Castellanos' only goal. It's to put up runs or manufacture runs. How is that a bad baseball player? But also, look at Castellanos' track record throughout baseball. Is he wrong at what he does?
I feel like I'm getting attacked. I
No,
didn't
no,
come
no, no,
after
no, 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 no.
Castellanos at all.
I'm not attacking you. I just want you to validate and understand where I'm coming from. I'm on the Cassie train. I always have been. I never thought that he was a bad player. I think he's absolutely what the city needs. Shut the fuck up. Let me do my job. And watch this drive.
Thank you. Now watch this drive.
But the one thing I do want to point out, though, with Castellanos, and it's genuinely funny, in Game 2, they were booing the shit out of this man. At home. And Castellanos, not hot mic, but hot camera, called him. He said, "These fucking people." And what did he go on to do? Smoke a home run to left center field, and in the bottom of the ninth, walk it off. No, I'm sorry, top of the ninth.
Yes.
No.
Bottom of the ninth.
No, bottom of the ninth, because away team bats first. The greatest. You can't hate Castellanos. Like, the guy just wants to play ball and do well.
This dude's
When
made
the
for
fuck
this
did
city.
we ever start shunning players for wanting to do the right thing? I mean, come on, man. Like, if we're really going to start going against players, then we need to go against the guys who absolutely play like shit and then make excuses for their shit playing. I mean, what the fuck,
So,
man?
did we boo Chase Utley when he was hurt? What? 30 games? 4 seasons in a row?
So,
4 out of 6 seasons, something like that? Like, listen, Mr. Chase Hustle, I get it. He hustled. And that's what the city's about, hustling. But god damn it, if you think that Nick Castellanos is not built for this fucking city, you're an absolute moron. The dude literally said, "Watch me." He didn't care about what your opinion was going into the game. And after he literally was like, "Dude, fuck you guys," in the politest way. It's back and forth banter between friends. Like, come on. Really? You're going to be a dick to me? All right, well, guess what? Let me just show you. I can fix it. And what did he do? Game 2?
he fixed it.
He foxed it. Yes, he did. That's a past tense of fix. Not really, but it should be. But god damn. Castellanos is that guy. And he always has been. Like, you're looking at the type of player. And you know what? Fuck Eric for his dumbass take on Castellanos being dog shit or trash.
I wish he came on tonight, man. I wish he did.
He's somewhere.
Oh, he's definitely drinking. I know he's still pissed about the Phillies.
Oh, whatever. All I'm saying is, dude, that dog shit take on him. Like, listen, I get it. I get it. The first half was not friendly. The dude was. He was left field. Not talking about position. He was just not great. He was almost playing cricket. It's the only Batman, whatever. The only thing I can think of was swings. I mean, fuck tennis. That's not a real sport. It's what rich white people do, or the Williams sisters. But other than that, fuck them. I don't care. Tennis is not a sport. Castellanos was made for the city, and I can't stress it enough. And I won't stop ever, like, trying to act like this guy does not give it his all. Fuck you if you think you're perfect. I'm sorry. Who is perfect? Otani's not perfect. ESPN and Fox and everything else think he is.
Good luck telling them that.
Oh, yeah, I know. As far as I know, he's not having the best postseason.
He's doing all right, but it's just a little shoulder shrug. It's
Listen, I think he is. Not only is he damn cute, but he is just a good baseball player. Through and through, every single little bit of him has been nothing but outstanding his entire career. Not everyone's made for the playoffs. Some people are. Some people aren't. Some people just have that amazing stretch, and then they hit that fucking wall. That wall that just stops you dead in your path. Last year during the postseason, after we faced the Braves, that was Castellanos. No, that was the Phillies offense in total. Yeah. 2-1 lead by accident. And then got shit on. And this postseason, we came into the driest spell of offense I think any postseason team's ever walked into. It was awful, dude. Like, I think that's another big thing. Like, yes, you can always blame management and all that because that's a scapegoat, but our offense just has sucked since London.
like I so badly want to be surprised we lost this series, but I'm not. like
It's hard to
like
be. It's hard to be surprised.
like I said it earlier, man. You lost the same way you lost last year. The Mets just killed you with fucking small ball. Like, the Mets hit timely home runs. They were hitting singles, doubles. They were killing you the best way that they knew how. Getting on fucking base. Why? Because they trusted the next guy up to do his job. And they fucking caught you. You put in the bullpen got smacked around. You couldn't even trust your bullpen to go out there and try and shut down a game. Because that game one, Strom, Hoffman, they all got fucking smoked.
And I think that shit on their confidence for the rest of the series.
They had zero confidence. Game two should have given them a little confidence back because you got to win. It's a 1-1 series. Then you walk into Citi Field and you lay a fucking egg. That tells me everything I need to know about game four at that point. Like, you went into game three and just looked like you did not give a single fuck about what happened. And then for everyone to come out and be like, well, we just gotta be better tomorrow. Stop, dude. Stop. I'm not trying to hear that we need to be better
Listen,
tomorrow.
whoa. Hang on. I fully agree with that statement. I do. Because everything can change in a moment in baseball. I fully agree with that statement. Tomorrow's another day. You go for it. Unfortunately, they had the words. They just didn't back it up. So, it's plenty possible and plausible for it to happen. Don't act like it's not.
No, I'm not acting like it's not. I'm just tired. I'm tired of players looking and being like, we need to hold ourselves more accountable. We need to do these, we got to come out better tomorrow. It's like, yeah, no shit. We know you need to come out better tomorrow because you put up fucking 0. You got nothing. No one hit the fucking ball. And then you come out the next goddamn night and you get one goddamn run on an error because Mark Vientos couldn't transfer the ball. I mean, what the fuck, man? Like, what are we doing here? And back to Topper. Why are you fucking with the lineups as much as you are? Why are you trying to make your bench players goddamn work? Give me your best 9 and stick with it. Why in the goddamn hell is Austin Hayes in a starting lineup? That man has been hot garbage since he came over here. And you're giving him goddamn playing time? No offense, my man. I'd rather see Brandon Marsh go out there and struggle than see you try to make something work with Austin Hayes.
Not going to argue with that at all.
I just...
It's something that I might, try and look at for next week. But did Austin Hayes have a single multi-hit game for us? I don't think he did.
I couldn't.
He had one home run for us. Listen, home runs don't make a baseball player. But Jesus, Harold Christmas. I am not about to ever thank or want him on a Philadelphia sports team again. He showed absolutely no ability to play here, no ability to play baseball since we acquired him. Yes, his track record prior to acquiring him said that he should have been a decent acquisition. Well, guess what? I wish I could punch you in your kidney. You were out for what? 4 weeks with a kidney infection? Fuck you, dude. You literally showed zero hustle. You showed zero ability to play baseball. Not just in this city, but just in general. You gave 0 fucks while you were here. Oh, I'm happy to be able to be on a team that might win. That's the last time that I heard anything out of your mouth that I wanted to hear. Everything else was dog shit. But also, I think you were interviewed one other time because I was like, who the fuck is that walking through the locker room? The Walker room. By the way, also, Taiwan Walker's gone. Can't believe we didn't mention him once.
Dude, I put it up on the Drunks in a Pond Instagram. Probably, it had to be at, like, the beginning of game 1 or whatever, and back to Castellanos. Castellanos says he's benefited from having Walker around to talk to before it bats.
Listen, I respect the veteran. I respect the veteran. Always will. But what benefit are you besides solace?
So, this was after game 2, just before Castellanos' home run. Walker approached him and told him, I need something from you here. And Castellanos said, I got you. But, like, that's about it. Like, he's a great teammate, but pitching, like, dude, you just don't have it anymore. And it sucks to say because he seems like he genuinely wants to get it figured out to help the team. But I have nothing but pure respect for Taiwan Walker.
Absolutely.
I appreciate him as a human. He's a genuine person. And it's a shame that he couldn't go out on a higher note because now with Andrew Painter coming back, he's probably going to get a couple starts in Lehigh Valley. But after that, man, he's coming. And there's just no longer a spot for you like there was the past couple years.
So
I don't know why we gave him that contract.
I think the best 2 words to describe Taiwan Walker. Listen, I have nothing negative to say about his personality whatsoever. I think he's an absolute fucking dog. Like, he is a dog as a person. He's going to be the first person to have your back, jump in the pit, and fuck some people up. Without a doubt. He is a soldier. He's a consummate professional. Those are the two words that I have for him. He's a consummate professional. I have never once seen him bitch or complain about his struggles or try to place blame on anyone but himself. Consummate professional. Can't stress it enough. Nothing but respect for the guy. Just unfortunately, your contract is holding us back tremendously as a franchise. Was it a 3-year or 4-year deal?
4-year.
So we have him technically for 2 more years.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We should not have him after January 1st.
Like,
you still got a bag. You still got a bag, brother.
Oh, yeah. He got his money.
You got your 40+ mil.
Like, and
that's a wrap
I said it before.
Taiwan.
It genuinely breaks my heart because when people interview him, he genuinely seems like he wants to get better and he wanted to help the team
so much.
And that's the type of player you need, is someone that just gives a fuck. Like, he got left off the postseason roster
2 years in a row,
but he still stood at the top of the goddamn steps for every playoff game, trying to help carry the team the best he could.
Because he's a dog.
Nothing but genuine respect for Taijuan Walker. You can say what you will about his pitching this year. I know I said a lot. I know Rich said a lot. It wasn't good. But as a person, as a teammate, if the Phillies had 5 Taijuan Walkers all sitting in the goddamn dugout trying to will the team to win, I feel like we may have actually done a little more.
162-0. If there was 5 Taijuan Walkers of personality on a team, no one's fucking losing. That is the type of professional that every team needs.
100%.
I just feel horrible for him because I wish the yips weren't a thing. I think he's battling the yips, and every single time he goes out there, the first thing in his mind is, I don't want to fuck up. 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 And then, unfortunately, that ruins everything. Taijuan Walker he's the type of guy you want on the team. Performance-wise, he's the type of guy you dread having near your franchise, period. Not career. Just the past 2 years for this Philadelphia Phillies franchise. That's all. This has been a heavily focused Phillies episode. It's because we got a lot of shit to get off on our chest. This is going to be the last Phillies-focused episode. Because next week, we got some talking to do about some other peoples.
There's still baseball being played.
We got some cities doing some things.
As of right now, the Tigers and the Guardians are going to a Game 5. And I don't think tomorrow, I think Saturday. So, Tigers fans, I'm riding with you. Your boy is still here. The Motor City Kitties, we're riding. I cannot wait.
And
if we win Game 5.
As of right now, bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Yankees up 3-1 on Kansas City. They might win it. So we got end of the 8th now. All right, so we're heading top of the 9th.
One more chance. 3 more outs. You got to do something.
I mean,
So real quick before we jump into final thoughts, I do want to bring up one more point about Taijuan Walker.
Go ahead, baby.
When the time comes where he hangs him up, which I think will be relatively soon.
He's had a long career.
Taiwan Walker is going to make for a hell of a bench coach. One team is going to sign him to a bench
without a doubt.
contract, and he is going to be heavily interested in from multiple teams. And honestly, if the Phillies decide to shift his contract to a bench coach position, I would be so goddamn happy. Bringing a new manager, Taiwan Walker as your bench coach, keeping the boys' spirits up, letting the boys know that he's there, giving them the confidence they need in every at-bat, every pitching performance. That would be more than fine with me. I would take that 99 out of 100 days.
Listen. CC, and I'm not talking about Sabathia, and I'm not talking about, hey, CC me on that email. I'm talking about Caleb Cotham. Hey, Taiwan. Do you want to figure some shit out and, educate some younger people, but also start working with some boys? Start doing some shit? Listen, you are a consummate professional. Do you think you still have it in you to show a team what you have to offer on the mound? Or do you think you're better suited for, I don't know, trying to educate, trying to be there, and on top of that, just actually being a professional pitcher or pitching coach at that point? I don't think that might be out of the question. I don't think it's going to be possible within the next, year or two. It might take a couple years, but Taiwan's that dog, man. He's got that dog in him. Unfortunately, that dog's a Chihuahua when he's on the mound. Vicious, but doesn't have enough to stop the Giants. Not the team. Just anything bigger than a Chihuahua.
I do have a new goal for the off season, because obviously baseball is over and we might have a little bit of luck getting someone on here. If we can get Taiwan Walker on the pod to come on and just talk, I would be absolutely stoked for that.
I don't know, man.
You know what? That's the goal I'm setting right now. Try and get Taiwan. We have said some mean things, but I want to get him on, make things right, apologize first and foremost, but I also want to get his standpoint on where he saw, how he felt about his previous year. That would be a great interview, I believe.
All right, I'll start saving up.
I'm gonna blow up that dude's Instagram.
Oh, God,
DMs.
why do I have to save up? The dude's made a bag. I'm sorry. We should have to pay to interview you.
What are we saving up for?
We should have to pay to interview you. You're not a celebrity.
We're probably gonna.
You're an athlete.
We're probably gonna have to pay him.
Yeah.
We'll be like, dude, we'll give you like $200. You come on for 45 minutes. Just talk some ball with us. That's all.
I mean, you can meet us at a...
And I swear to God, we won't bring up anything horrible.
You can meet us at a location. We'll buy a couple beers or some dinner. It'll be bar food. Could you imagine? It'll be bar food.
And that would be awesome. An in-person interview with Taiwan Walker. Oh my God. Dude.
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 Dude. Dude.
Dude.
Dude. Dude. Dude.
Dude. I mean, this has been a Phillies heavy episode, but me and you are diehards. Me with the hat, you with the flag, me with the various pictures of the Phillies behind me.
Dude, it's just, it's our life, man.
I think it's only right that we just go into final thoughts at this point. Rich, what do you got?
If the Phillies make the postseason next year, I would be absolutely thrilled. But also, I don't care what team you root for. I am on your side. I would love for your team to have your local announcers broadcasting games. Yo, if I have to see AJ Brzezinski looking like douchebag couch fucking JD Vance one more goddamn time, or if I have to hear Bob Costas
There it is. There it is. I knew it. I knew it.
absolutely being the biggest douche canoe with no paddles and literally just sailing down a fucking stream with no current, and it's taking him 6 hours to get to his fucking point because this motherfucker has all the time in the world because his name is Bob Costas. Fuck him. Dude, start putting local broadcasters on national broadcasts for playoff games. You can do it. Stupid ass. Oh, by the way, I scored a goal against you, Jay. Fantasy hockey opponents. Yeah. If you can do Apple TV games, but yet we have local radio broadcasts, you can absolutely do local video broadcasts as well. Most people watch sports via streaming anymore.
Yeah.
Except for the people who are dying and still have cable. Let's just face it.
I like it. You did it again.
That's old school. Because that's the last time I'm going to do it. I'm never doing it again. Never doing it
I
again.
bet you will. Next week, we're going to definitely get a
Not
couple.
happening.
Yes, you will.
Baseball needs their local announcers and local broadcasts to keep people entertained because they like normalcy. People who watch sports like normalcy. Most people who watch football hate the announcers because most of the time the announcers fucking hate the home team of whatever city you're in. Most of the time they hate the home team. But also, I think this was the worst broadcasting booth we have ever had. AJ Brzezinski, listen. You're a dog. You are an absolute dog for years. You are dog shit. Absolute dog shit at broadcasting. You look like a fucking tool. Wear a hat. I've never seen you without one. Your hair looks dumb. I'm surprised you don't have eyeliner like JD Vance and you're not fucking a couch. Dude, I've never seen more biased from a broadcast booth than we just witnessed.
You would think AJ Brzezinski played his entire career with the New York Mets.
He never even played for the Mets.
Like, I could not. There were times where I had to put the TV on mute and just kind of commentate the game myself, practicing for if someone ever wants to give me a shot. Obviously, I won't be dropping an abundance of F-bombs. I'll keep it professional, but, you know, if someone wants to call your boy,
you're not that guy,
I'm
pal.
interested.
You're not that guy.
You never know.
I do.
No, but
I love you.
Dude, I agree. The AJ Brzezinski commentating, the Bob Costas comment. Oh my God, dude. Bob Costas. Listen, love the guy. He was a great announcer at one point, but Father Time not only has caught up to him, Father Time has whooped his ass. Dude, that play by Bobby Witt to turn the double play.
What the
Listen,
fuck
I get
was
it.
that, dude?
I get it.
Oh.
Bob Costas grew up in New York City. He's a diehard Yankees fan.
That's not what
Hold
you're
on,
paid
hold
to
on.
do.
Hold on. He's a diehard Yankees fan. He loves the Yankees. I get it. My brother in Christ, you are supposed to be an unbiased baseball announcer. You're supposed to go fucking crazy for both goddamn teams. the Royals turned that double play, and you would have thought that George Brett walked in the booth and shot Bob Costas right in the fucking spine. He's like, oh, I can't believe it. The Yankees grounded in a double play. What a heartbreaker. It's like, my brother, why not talk about the fact Bobby Witt just made a sliding stop
It was
and
a
flipped it
great
for
play.
2? Like, what are we doing here? Like, anybody could, and everybody called him out. They're like, yo, Bob. Like, even,
Now,
hey, yo, Bob. Yo, Bob.
every time I hear the words, yo, Bob, the first thing I think of is that 70s show. We're going to say, hey, Bob, want a piece of pie?
Fucking old Bob Pinciotti.
Oh, the goat. The goat. The goat of Bob's.
All right. Let me jump into final thought.
Jay, what's your final thought, buddy?
All right. Obviously, today in baseball history,
Oh,
October 10th, we are going to go with 1931. The Philadelphia Athletics rally for 2 runs and have 2 runners on base with 2 outs in the ninth when Cardinals reliever Bill Hallahan gets the final out for the 4-2 win in Game 7. The A's are denied their 3rd consecutive World Championship.
Ugh.
Shout out to the A's, who are still getting screwed over and going to Sacramento. For my second final thought, bye-bye Phillies. Yeah. No, but I do want to say this. You know, me and you, obviously, diehard baseball fans, and for those wondering what's the plan for the off season, we're probably going to jump into episodes once bi-weekly. If it's slow, like dead slow, we may do one episode like every 3 weeks just so we can get all the news out at once.
basically,
you know,
once a
we'll
month.
figure it out.
Once a month. But also at the
We'll
same time,
figure it
we'll
out
have
as the time
segments.
comes.
We'll
Yeah,
have,
no, the pod will be like once a while, depending on what the news is looking like. But
don't forget, it's
there
our
will
off
be
season
segments. Yeah, it after the World Series ends, I definitely think we're going to take like a week or 2 off and just relax. But we will still be dropping behind the scenes.
too.
Rich, you want to tell them about?
New York Yankees just won the series.
There you go.
But yes,
Yankees are.
fuck you, New York. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care about New York at all. Ugh. Yeah.
All right, well,
Jay, you were just saying. Do I want to tell them what?
well, I know you have an
Oh,
idea.
I do. I do.
Do you want to tell them, or do you want to let it linger for a little bit?
The fuck you think I am, a cranberry?
Oh, I'm so glad you caught that.
Ooh.
I'm so
But
glad.
also, no. I would love to tell you guys. But I'm going to leave you in suspense with just a little cliffhanger.
My man.
Just a little cliffhanger. All I'm asking is, let's have a drink. But also, Richie drinks, Richie thinks, Richie talks. That's all I gotta say.
We like it. Yeah, so as slow as the off season will be for the pod, there will be segments, there will be videos, we will still be pushing out shit. Do not worry, we'll still be here. But we're still a good couple weeks out until that really happens.
Oh, jeez. I thought
So
you were
let's
going to
just-
stop with, we're still a good couple. Obviously we are, babe. I don't want to hear it, dude. We're the best couple. We're the best couple.
Anyway,
Ugh.
we're still a couple weeks out. There's still some good postseason baseball to watch.
And a good couple.
And hopefully, the Tigers are holding up the World Series trophy when it all comes to an
Why did
end.
you do this to me?
because I have
Just
to.
acknowledge we're a good
I
couple.
have to ride.
Just acknowledge we're
I
a good
have to
couple.
ride. I have to ride with the Tigers.
That's right. You call me Tiger.
Go get him, Tiger.
Go get him, Tiger.
Thanks, baby.
Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 29. We know this was heavily on the Phillies, but we're diehard Phillies fans.
Should have been
this
30.
Was not. This clearly was not an easy series for us to lose or watch, but we're taking it in stride and we're looking forward to what this team can do better next year.
Keep drinking.
Please remember to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it, tell your family members that have the slightest interest in baseball. Tell your coworkers. You may find a coworker you didn't know liked baseball, and now you got something in common. Shit happens more often than not. But once again, I'm Jay. That's Rich. You feeling patriotic?
Rarely.
This has been Drunks on the Pond. Z, I need you to do me a favor, baby. I need you to hit that music for us. It's time for us to get the fuck on out of here. Peace.